to the Nevada Patriot Podcast with Matt Sadler.
Welcome to another episode of the Nevada Patriot Podcast with Matt Sadler. This recording date is Sunday, September 3rd, and I hope your Labor Day weekend has been going great. How about the recent rainstorms? Lifelong native Southern Nevadan here, and this is about as bad as I can recall any kind of flooding like this. Not counting maybe the 100-year event that we had in 2003. This season's been rough, and I hope you viewers and listeners are safe, as always. I want to thank you for tuning in to kwkiradio.com, Rumble, YouTube, and the NevadaPatriot.com. Only a week or two left of summer is expected, or at least the summer weather. So we're into the fall. Almost time to break out the pumpkin spice coffee creamer, roll down the windows, adjust the T-top in your old Camaro, and enjoy some of this weather while you're driving through town. And while you're doing that, please be cognizant of the school zones. School is back in full swing, and the little ones are out there. So please watch out. Today's episode, in case you're wondering, is brought to you in part by Flags by David. Check out this work behind me here. So where are we at here? Yeah, right here. Check it out. So David makes these patriotic bad boys from scratch, handcrafted, and he does so affordably. You can stalk him on Facebook to get a hold of him under the name Flags by David, or shoot him a call at 760-221-7143. And if you're not hanging on every word I say with a pen and paper or electronic dictation device, just check out the description below. I got you covered. Today's episode is going to highlight the upcoming 2023 Republican primary candidate debate and town hall presented by GCON. That's Grassroots Conservatives of Nevada. I'm really excited for it. I hope you are too. So the event is Thursday, November 9th, starting at 5:30 p.m. Now, doors are going to open at around 2:30 p.m. for what we're going to affectionately call an eat and greet. So you're going to have a chance to hopefully talk with a lot of the candidates are going to be a part of the debate panel as early as 2:30. It's going to be at the Bob Roode Community Center, which is on the corner of Basin and Highway 160. Pretty much centrally located in town. Everyone knows how to get there, right next to Petrack Park. Again, the doors are going to open for the event as early as 2:30. So what we're looking for and what we're going to have on the panel is going to be U.S. Senate candidates, the U.S. House of Representative candidates from District 4, which includes, parts of Las Vegas, Southern Nevada, including parts of Pahrump here, most of Pahrump, if not all of it actually, and also Nye County Commissioner candidates. So if any of you listening right now are running in any of those races, or you are incumbents in any of those races on the Republican side, again, this is just to reiterate, it is a GOP or Republican primary debate. So it would be those incumbents or those challengers that are running on the Republican side of the ballot. Now, Grassroots Conservatives of Nevada is presenting the event. It's kind of sponsoring the event along with the show here. And we should be live streaming. If all goes well, we'll be live streaming in real time on the platform Rumble, which most of you probably see our show on Rumble or YouTube. So we're going to be live streaming on both. We're also going to have another live recording or another recording going on. So in case there's a problem with the stream, in case it's garbled or rocky, we're going to have it converted to a nice format and then uploaded onto those same avenues, YouTube, Rumble, and also the NevadaPatriot.com. So make sure you check that out. If you're so unlucky and you cannot get to the event, that is, I encourage you, if you can, and this is open to you folks in Clark County in the Las Vegas area, we're not discouraging you from coming. The focus is probably going to be, at least on the local section, is going to be focused mainly on Pahrump and Nye County, but at the same time, it's going to be one of the very first debates of the season. And we encourage our friends in Clark County, in the Las Vegas area, to attend this event. It's going to be free. We had some technical difficulties. Well, I could call them technical difficulties, but we had the event broadcast and advertised through the Eventbrite platform. However, we were inundated, and and hammered with either bots, fake accounts, or people just trying to be subversive to kind of shutter our conservative event. Within hours of putting the booking out there, I had noticeable fake attendees registering names that didn't quite make sense, zip codes in Pahrump that did not exist, for instance, names that you couldn't find through social media, street names that did not exist in Pahrump. But oddly enough, even asking the security questions, they were smart enough to get the security questions correct. So, folks, there's a concerted effort by forces that are not conservative, that are not friends to traditional conservative ideals. And and that's fine to have a difference of opinion, but when they go through the lengths of trying to subvert and destroy an event like this, it's pretty pathetic. And any of my friends or family that are still registered Democrats, I hope you take a look at an objective look at what's going on, not only in this country, but in the town that you live in. Many of you are Las Vegas, some of you are back east, different parts of the country, actually, whether it's Texas, New Mexico, the Midwest. Just take a real hard look at our country right now, and the city that you live in and the town that you live in, and really answer the question as to whether you think your life is better now than it was 3 years ago with Donald Trump as the president, or for that matter, look back 10 years, 20 years ago. I don't know if you noticed it, but life, and I'm talking not only about gas prices, inflation, the tension in our society, in our culture, the divisiveness, it's probably the worst that I've seen in my decades of life here on this planet. And I hope it gets better. And I hope you consider your political belief system. If you're backing candidates that are perpetuating the problems that we're seeing in our society, please look to other candidates, even if you have to cross that line and vote Republican. Please do it. Please think about it. So I just wanted to touch base with my friends and family out there who may not see things eye to eye with me, because the path we're going on is a path toward lunacy. So I don't want that path to continue. And I even encourage you to perhaps go to the event that we're doing here out in Pahrump. And if you're in Las Vegas, it seems like it's far away to drive over the hump and take it in out here. But there's neighborhoods now in Las Vegas, for instance, that I could get to from my house in 43 minutes, and I drive like I'm not a hot rodder, let's put it that way. And if I can get there in 43 minutes, the average person can do it in like 35, 38 minutes. So, take the trip down to good old Nye County and check out this event. It's going to be, again, Thursday, November 9th. If you can't get there too early to do a little meet and greet with the candidates, then by all means, check in a bit early to make sure you get a seat. We're anticipating this event, although the hall is fairly large. Our community center is not tiny by any means, but we anticipate having a full house. So please register, get there 20 minutes early at least, I would say, preferably at least 30 minutes early, because right at 5:30, we're going to have to get this show started. If we have a panel of, say, 10 different candidates, so we don't have you there all night, we're going to have to get this thing going, or we're going to have to just keep the events moving along. So what this event's going to entail, we're hoping that this debate is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. We're hoping this is going to be a little bit more telling, a little more raw, an event in a venue where the candidates can really let you know their true colors. So the first section for each panel, we'll put it. So say the U.S. Senate panel is going on first, and then you have the U.S. House, and then the county commissioner candidates will probably be last. But on each segment, the first half of each segment is going to feature questions that Grassroots Conservatives of Nevada has formulated for the candidates. And what we're going to do as a team of moderators, and I probably would be chief among that, the moderator of the event, is our job is to not really referee or filter or screen or control and dictate the content of their answers. It's not a Q&A. It's not an interview process. What it is I really want it to be a debate. So we're going to let a lot of back and forth happen between the candidates. My main job is going to be as fair as possible with allocating time to each candidate. But I'm going to kind of let it go. I'm going to let the candidates kind of elbow their way in, carve out their own little niche in the debate, and give you guys something to really marinate on and just to really evaluate their ability to lead. So I expect it to be a little bit tense, but we're going to keep decorum. We're going to keep things civil. We're going to be gracious. If things get off the rails and people get disrespectful and things like that, then it's time to step in and kind of move the debate along. But I'm not there to micromanage grown adults that are looking to be your representatives. I'm going to let them stand on their own as much as possible. So I hope you appreciate that. And the last segment, which I'm the most excited about, is we're going to have genuine town hall direct audience questions for the candidates. So we're not going to know what those are. They're not going to be screened. Hopefully they're not going to be R-rated. We're going to ask the people to be civil with their questions because it's going to be an all ages event. I'm sure there's going to be minors there, kids there, older folks that maybe don't want salty language around them. I get it. So we're going to keep things civil. But we're going to have the audience ask the questions that are on their mind and really kind of put the candidates on their heels and have them answer. So it's going to be an exciting time. We should have an excellent sound system set up. We're going to have good lighting. It's going to be a nice, comfortable event. So be expecting that event to last about 2.5 hours, I would say, so that we can get through the entire flow of the evening. But again, if you want your chance to kind of mingle, perhaps look at campaign swag from the different candidates, do that before the event, because we're going to invite them to kind of be there early so they can answer some questions, so they can also, maybe take the edge off, get used to the venue, be a little bit at ease, because most of them are driving, from different parts, a lot of them from Las Vegas area, some of them even from up north. So we want our candidates to be comfortable when the debate starts, but once it starts, it's kind of hopefully it's going to be the gloves will come off a little bit, and you're going to really see how some of these candidates tick. And I think that's a healthy thing for us, the voters. So I don't know if you folks, all you listeners and viewers, saw the presidential debate that was kind of going up against the Trump interview with Tucker, but I chose to kind of watch the debate live. And I'm telling you that these formats of these debates, and we've had the same type of format out here in Pahrump, I'm just not into it, especially when you have 8 people up there on the panel. It just seems so stale. It seems so rote. It just seems too controlled, that we don't really have a good solid way of really bringing out the best in the candidates. And let's face it, some of those candidates on that debate stage in the presidential primary debate, the Fox debate, they don't belong in a race like that. They are so out of their depth. They are so, I'll put it plainly. I think the Pahrump and Pence and Asa Hutchinson and Chris Christie, they need to just bow out of this thing. They're not cut out for presidential politics. They're borderline obnoxious or non-existent. And I can sum up all 4 of those candidates. And then you got the extreme underdogs, Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, barely deserve to be on that stage. And then you got DeSantis and Vivek are the only 2 viable candidates. And I know as the further the cycle goes, the more we see the faults and the flaws in the candidates. And I don't know so much if it's in the flaws in the candidates themselves, or if it's them listening to too much campaign consulting advice, or listening too much to these political directors, their handlers. I think they're taking a lot of bad advice that just does not work. There's no secret formula. You can't mix it in a laboratory and have a candidate just go ahead and take that take that recipe and make it work. What we as the voters are really craving right now is we're craving authentic candidates. And I've said it before, it's not, people don't really love Trump because he's abrasive, because he can be very caustic, because he can be quick-witted, he can be condescending. Some of those traits that we seem to like about Donald Trump, it all combines into his authenticity, just as an actual person, a relatable human being who can relate. Despite his stature as a wealthy individual, he can relate to the situations that you and I face, to normal, everyday Americans. And I think that these other candidates, they're trying too hard to beat Trump. It's like when you know, being from Las Vegas, walking down, whether it's downtown Las Vegas or some of the lounge shows, you see the Elvis impersonators. And sure, they can kind of sound like Elvis. They can, you know what they're trying to do, but it's just not the same. You know, there's one Elvis and there's one Donald Trump. So what's the point in being a bad impersonator at it? You can be authentic in ways that you don't have to be just like Donald Trump. And I know all these candidates are they're really reaching for that soundbite, that 5 or 6 seconds that they can kind of hang on to, like Chris Christie and his, you know, desperation trying to attack Vivek with really scripted, terrible, well, I don't know, it came off kind of funny, but you could tell he was just waiting the debate to go ahead and insert those lines that his speech writers or handlers probably prompted him with, to go ahead and attack Vivek for being what did he call him, a human chat GPT or whatever he said. You know, kind of sounded funny at first until you realize it wasn't, like it was off the cuff, it was totally scripted. So yeah, Chris Christie just need to go away. For that matter, Pence, wow, he was like the most obnoxious guy of the bunch, to be honest with you. He was trying so hard to just elbow his way in and constantly just like that kid in your class that just constantly raising their hand, correcting the teacher, just everybody in the class is just quietly just wanting that guy just to shut up. Yeah, that's Mike Pence. I have no idea how that man was the vice president at one time. Terrible politician, terrible debater. Anyway, moving along to some other stuff. So in other words, you know, I'm telling you folks, the bar wasn't set incredibly high with the Fox debate. So I'm sure you're going to be pleasantly surprised at the event here in Pahrump. Again, it's a 2023 Republican candidate debate in Townhall. It starts again at 5:30 p.m. November 9th. You can find details on GCon's website, which is grassrootsconservativesofnevada.com, or our main website, the nevadapatriot.com. You can find the information either way. We're going to be updating. We're going to be having the lineup here announced soon. We have got at least 4 confirmations of U.S. Senate candidates that are going to be there. There's still a couple more that we expect to RSVP here shortly. I know a lot of the candidates have kind of kicked off their campaigns. They're in high gear right now, and they just haven't confirmed yet, but we expect them to. And we expect a couple for the U.S. House, and then several county commissioners. So we should have a packed panel. It should be very interesting, and we want you to be a part of it. If for some reason, like we said, if you can't make it in person, you're going to get your chance to watch the events either on the live stream on Rumble or YouTube, or it's going to be archived, and we'll have the finished product hosted on our sites, you know, the day after the event probably. So that is Veterans Day weekend. So before you worry about it, Thursday is actually going to be kind of the end of the week for the school kids. So we kind of did that by design, because Friday is going to be a holiday observed. So obviously Veterans Day falls on the 11th. That's when the true holiday is. So that's Saturday the 11th. But schools and government offices, things like that, are going to be closed on Friday the 10th. So if you folks aren't planning vacations out of town, out of Nevada, we sure would like to have you come be a part of it. So if you are a candidate and you want to get in touch with me, you can do so. You can always text me at 775-382 382516, 775-382-2516, or reach me through the website, thenevadapatriot.com, if you want to RSVP for that event. If you haven't already, I've tried to reach out to campaign managers and directly to the candidates, but I know you're inundated with spam and people trying to sell you stuff or, campaign materials so they can get your money while it's hot. But we're not asking much of you at all, other than perhaps showing up early, bringing your own campaign materials. It's going to be an excellent way for you candidates to connect with high information, high propensity voters like we have here in Nye County. I can tell you that the average people that you'll run into at an event like this, chances are they vote, vigorously each election cycle. They're well informed by and large. And I can tell you, if you went over some of these folks here in my town of Pahrump or in Nye County, a lot of them have friends, family they're not afraid to tell their opinions to. So you might win many more than just a vote or two from each person when you come down here if you win them over. I know that's the way I am. For years, always asked advice when people get their sample ballots. Who should I vote for in this race? Do you know about these candidates? So, do you think I'm hesitant on telling them my opinions on who I think they should vote for? Not at all. Of course, if I have an informed opinion on any of these races, whether they're nonpartisan judicial races or they're partisan races, I'm going to tell them exactly what I think. Absolutely. So again, folks, I'm glad you're listening. Sorry, we just wanted to really talk about this debate coming up, and super excited about it. Fall festival's happening. We're going to have a booth if anybody's in the Pahrump area on the 21st, beginning the 21st of September of this month, for 4 nights. It's going to be the Fall Festival here in Pahrump at Patriot Park. You'll see our booth, 2 booths actually. So Grassroots Conservatives of Nevada and the Nevada Patriot podcast are going to be next to each other at the event. There's going to be a carnival. There's going to be obviously good food. There's going to be music, different fun events, contests, things like that. Every year, this is a staple of Pahrump for eons, for decades. And we'd love for you to be a part of it. Stop by, say hi. We're going to be raffling off a nice gift for folks. The winner need not be present. Just stop by, give us a little tiny bit of information, grab a raffle ticket, and you'll be in the drawing for a really cool gift that probably I will hand deliver to you. How about that? That'd be great. So hope to see you at the Fall Festival at Patriot Park beginning on the 21st. It's 4 days in a row. Parade is actually Saturday on the 23rd. And I'm lucky enough to be one of the judges of the parade. So if you are there on Saturday morning, I will be there as well. So let me just wrap up the show. Again, thank you for listening. Keep it tuned in to this station. If you're on kwkiradio.com, you can always switch right over to 977fm.rocks and stream excellent oldies music. On behalf of the Nevada Patriot podcast and Grassroots Conservatives of Nevada, I bid you adieu. God bless you, and have a safe holiday weekend.
Election day is around the corner, and you'll soon have a million choices to make at the ballot box. But right now, your number one choice for freedom is a no-brainer. It's Matt Sadler with a Hope Bail Bond. Choose Matt Sadler for your Nevada bail bondsman. Matt Sadler has been your number one local bail agent 3 years running. Nye County. Let's keep Matt Sadler in his office. For the best way out of jail, call 442-BAIL. He's Matt Sadler, and he approves your freedom. Thank you for listening. Tell a friend and join us next time. After you catch your breath, check out the NevadaPatriot.com for more content, advertising opportunities, and to give listener feedback. That website again is the NevadaPatriot.com. Until next time, Patriots, stay American.